Good afternoon and welcome to Talk to the Hand. It's Wednesday on Google Hangouts, and because of the nature of the sessions now, with video sharing and setting up video shares or um, voice sharing and listening practice, I am going to bring in a be there or be square kind of policy. You snooze, you lose. So try to be here before the session actually begins. Monique, hello, you just scraped in. You just managed to get in. So hi Monique, how are you? Oh, can you hear me? Can we hear you? That's not good, is it? Don't forget to unmute. Monique. Can anybody hear Monique?
No, I can't.
Okay, Monique, are you there? I'm not sure if she's actually there. But anyway, we'll begin anyway because I want to finish this video today. So, who would like to give me a little rundown of what we were watching last week, what we did last week?
We have watched a very funny video about the behavior of the British on holiday, and it was about love and hatred. They really strange when they are on holiday. For example, they use loads of protective cream, and they are moaning all the time, tiny whiny, unsupportable, and in comparison to them, strangers are graceful and well behaved. The children included, they swim like dolphins. And why the British sunbathe like shots, lying and immovable.
Like they've been shot. Yeah, I wouldn't say that he indicates in any way that
No.
the other children from other countries are well behaved. He says they're just cooler because if you remember, they were actually
Ah,
smoking and
yeah,
drinking. That's not well behaved children
but
smoking,
but
drinking, but they just
they
look
are
cool.
they are not whiny. That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah, that's it. Although I have to say, I've been in France. Whiny, whiny children. Mama,
Oh, it's
Papa.
just a satire. It's just satire. It's not reasonable to take it seriously. Of course, there are everywhere children who are moaning all the time.
Sorry, I'm just shouting at Monique. Monique, where are you? Okay. Well, in case Monique can hear us, maybe she's just logged in and she's having her lunch now. Bon appetit, Monique. But we're going to start watching the video, and I've got the link. Now, remember, we're going to use my circle for watching the video, so there'll be a little bit of delay as I mute, unmute. Okay. And I've got to try to remember this week not to mess up my mute unmute so that my voice doesn't come through on the recording. It's getting very complicated. I need a sound studio and a video studio and a film studio to run some of these sessions nowadays. So if you join me on my circle, and for a treat, as a treat, I've got the text of where we got up to. Okay, I
Ah,
have got, and I've proofread it as well. So we'll get up to where the Brits are not really happy about going in. Are you going in? And I'll also post the link to the video as well. Okay. So hopefully I'm not doing the little bit of the flippy floppy flipper flopper bit. I've no idea what they were saying.
Flippa, flippa floppa,
Flipper
Maria.
flopper Maya. Hello,
And
Hi,
there
Monique.
Lynn.
was a wonderful
Yay!
expression. Hello.
The thing is, I'm using my cell phone. Is there any other way just to see that video?
Um,
No.
I've put the link to the YouTube video itself in. Okay, but no, I can't
Yeah, but
screen
I cannot
share it
see
because of
the local.
copyright. I can't screen share it or even share the voice because of copyright. Unless you have a tablet or something, you could have the video on. But we're only going to go through that part so you can follow along from the text. We're only going to go through that part and the end part, and then we're just going to discuss.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
cannot see the local chat. That's the
Okay.
thing.
Then
Can
I
I do that in a in
suggest
a in a in a tablet or
in a what?
something like that? Can I don't know. I'm not sure because I've never used my tablet or my iPad, but can I do that on that or no?
Well, you should
Or
be
is the same
able
as in
to.
my
Well, you should be able to. But what I can do is I can send you the link to Monique.
Mhm.
Okay. Would you like me to do that? We can but try. So I'll send it to you in Google Plus.
Okay.
Okay. So bear with me a second. Let me find you. I think we're connected, aren't we?
Yeah.
This is where I find out we're not. But Monique. Yeah, I've got you. Okay. So I am sending you the actual link to the video. Okay.
Okay.
Messaging you somehow. How do I message you? Again, it depends on how you've got the whole thing set up. Monique, people in common, contact. Oh, I've got your phone number. You might want to stop that. Uh, I'm not going to phone you, but I'm not screen sharing this, luckily. Okay, I'm going to post.
Really?
Yeah, your phone number is on your profile to whatever contacts you've got me in. Which is
Gosh.
nice, so it's fine,
Google
thank
Class?
you. Thank you, that's so sweet of you. I'll phone you tomorrow. No, I won't. I promise I won't.
No problem, but on Google Class?
Yeah, you've probably got it open
Okay.
for some followers, but I would check your privacy settings, okay?
Okay.
Now I can phone you with the number, but I can't actually post it. So I'll post it in. This is a bit useless. Have you got Facebook on your phone?
Yep.
Okay, let's use Facebook then, because I know we're connected in Facebook, aren't we? Okay, so we're friends, and I can send you a message. Here you are. Well done, Facebook. Hashtag fail Google. I've just sent it to you on Facebook, okay?
I got you. Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay. Thank you.
we're going to go up to just see in the circus. Hang on a second. Ooh, let's have a look. Papa La Aqua. British kids. We've got cream lathered, going in a circular motion. Okay, and then unfortunately. Okay, so two lots of text. Ignore the bit that Eleanor posted in between. Okay, so let us begin, and hopefully you can follow the text as we watch it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I hope you. Monique, we've stopped watching it. We're at ciao. 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 Okay, so did that help having the text there? Probably not Monique, but Eleanor and Shiny. Was it helpful having the text?
Yes, very helpful. As you know, I struck last time.
Yeah, that's why I thought, okay, this is time to admit that although he has got a very clear speaking voice, there are bits when he garbles it. Well, he just speaks very quick. He speaks normally, and then suddenly he'll speak very quickly, and it's like, what did he just say? So that's why we've got the text this week. Now, I'm sure all of you watched it to the end, but he talks about the other visitors, the other tourists from other countries. I don't like the word foreigner, but jumping into the pool and just swimming. Can you remember how he describes how the British get into a swimming pool? Especially in a hot country when it's lovely and hot outside, and so the pool water feels, even though it's probably quite an ambient temperature, feels cold. Shiny, can you remember how he? Yep, Eleanor. Yep.
This was about protective cream and a hot on my bum, something like that.
No,
No.
that's the sunbathing. That's how we sunbathe. We lie in the sun like we've been shot, and then we sort of baste ourselves like sausages in a pan till we're burnt. And you can see the burnt bits from other holidays where they've burnt their skin because, as I said to you last week, we don't get intense sunshine much in the UK. So when it does happen, when we do have a bit of sunshine, we overdo it. We get burnt every year. Every year it's the same thing. In fact, it sounds funny, but there is a serious side to it, which we will discuss in a bit. Okay? But looking at the amusing side, yes, we look like little pink sausages lying in a sizzling hot pan, lathered in oil. Now, this is how the British get into the swimming pool. The Italian guy, he dives in and he starts swimming. Can you remember how he said the Brits get in? Let's watch it then, okay? And again, I will post up the text. Ooh. Okay, and a little bit of music.
Freezing. Poor guy.
Yes.
That was hilarious. I love that kind of stand-up.
Often,
Oh my God.
yeah. Another British.
Observational. This is called observational comedy, by the way. In case you're interested in different types of humour, this is observational comedy. This is probably he's been on holiday and he's seen different people, and now he's lumped them all into one group called the Brits. Okay. It's a little unfair because I know some cool Brits. They swim like fishes. Their kids have blonde hair. They look like surf gods. They really do. And they jump in and they're not frightened. And they don't. But yes, there are family groups who the dad will put one toe, yeah, just a toe in the water and go, oh, it's freezing.
Is that true, Lynn?
Yes.
when it's time
I
to
am that
announce everybody
person.
that you are going
Oh,
to
I don't know. I don't announce.
go in.
I don't announce. But I do put one toe in, and then I'm like, oh, God, it's freezing. And hubby will jump in, and he'll go, he's the guy in the water. It's fine. Once you're in, just jump in. I'm like, I'd have a heart attack. Are you trying to
I
kill
like the way
me?
he moves.
Yeah. I love the bit when he does the Italian. Ciao.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Hilarious.
But yes, tentative. We get into the pool tentatively. And it's a bit like, have you ever had a plaster on a cut? If you cut yourself and you put a plaster maybe on your leg before you've shaved it, and then you've got hair stuck to the plaster, how do you remove the plaster? Do you just rip it off, or do you do it tentatively, little one
Yeah,
millimeter at a
tentatively,
time?
of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And do people tell you to just rip it off? Just rip it off.
Yeah, if they want to, if they
Yeah.
want to be mean,
Yeah,
yes.
but they always
It
try to
it
convince you
wouldn't
it
be a
hurts
good idea.
less. Well, they always try to convince you it hurts less. Have you ever been waxed anywhere on your body? On your legs, face?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
How do they rip it off? Do they do it tentatively?
No way.
No.
No mercy.
Absolutely. And that's the advice you get from people who are already in the pool. Just jump in, it's fine once you're in, just jump in. Like, no way. So what I tend to do, and this is shiny, if you remember in Friday's session in Kitely, and I took the steps. I don't jump in. I'll either use the ladder at the side of the pool, or I'll walk down the steps, but one step at a time.
Yes.
And then when I'm on one step, I'll splash water onto the next bit of my body that's going to go in. Then I'll walk down another step, splash. It is a palaver. A palaver. Have you heard of that term? A palaver. What a palaver. Oop, with an E. Can you imagine what a palaver might be? What's another word for a palaver, maybe?
No, I haven't. I haven't had.
Oh,
Indeed.
we've got a word that Eleanor doesn't know. Yay!
Yeah.
It's a fuss. What a palaver. What a lot of fuss and nonsense. Just get on with it. It's a little bit like people when they're really, they just go on and on and on about how shy they are and how they don't speak and how they're frightened of making mistakes. What a palaver. Just get on with it. Rip it off. Jump in. But it's easy for me in the water of the English language, swimming around and paddling about in it quite happily, going, come on, it's fine. Of course, people have to make their own mind up. Are they going to do it one toe at a time? Are they going to jump in, see if they drown or swim? Or are they just going to do it one step at a time? Slowly but steadily. I don't think it matters as long as you end up swimming. I don't think it matters. So, how do you get... I know none of you swim particularly, but when you do swim, if you do go swimming, how do you get in the water? Do you sit on the side and lower yourself in? Do you use the ladder? Do you use the steps? Or do you just belly flop, dive bomb, or do a beautiful swan dive with a triple sulco?
I used steps in Iraq, but it was very hot anyway, so
But was
I
the water
wasn't
hot?
freezing. It wasn't. It was okay.
It was okay, so you didn't feel like,
well,
it's
yeah.
freezing!
No. It was very nice, a nice experience.
Oh, lovely.
But
Lovely.
there were steps, and I'm not very courageous, as you know too well. I think so. I didn't risk jumping or that kind of thing.
Okay. Good to know. What about you, Monique?
I think that British and I, we have that in common because I'm always do the same, and I'm just like a chicken because it's like a step by step, one step at a time, and just first I start with my feet, and and then it's just like a process. I can't believe it. I'm so, yeah. And when my brother, especially when I'm next to my brother, he gets desperate. No, go in now, and he just push
That's my
me or
hubby.
splash water, and like, oh, please don't do that. It's
Yeah,
freezing.
that's my hubby. That is. He doesn't splash water at me because he knows. Well, we used to be more playful. Let's put it that way. But since I got older and grumpier, he doesn't do that. But yeah, he is the one. Who's, oh come on, what a palaver! Get in. Goodness sake, I've swum 10 lengths already. And
Yeah, but
I'm still only up
but
to my waist.
yeah, but the problem is that I think it's because of the temperature of your body, and of course the water is cold. So when you feel that, it's like, oh no, because I'm talking
It's a
about
shock.
a really warm climate.
Yeah.
But if you try just to go in, it's really freezing. So yeah, but it takes time.
I'm with you,
So I do
Monique.
that
I'm with
slowly.
you. I'm with you. Take your time. There's no hurry. But you're right. I mean, especially if the air temperature's very hot, even
Uh-huh.
if the water is warmed, it feels cold because your body's hot. Well, once you're in it, it feels lovely.
Yeah.
And they're right. It's all right once you're in, but it's the getting in. And I'm really, really careful about this because there was a tragedy in Germany when I first came here. I'm not used to the temperatures you can get here. I know Germany's not famous for being very hot, but I can assure you this was the year when it went over 40 degrees. And there was somebody in German class. It was like an introduction to German class I took when I first got here, so I could order 2 beers, that kind of thing. And there was a young lad from India, and he went swimming in a local lake, and he died. He just jumped in, and he had a heart attack, and he was only 19. And that really
Oh my
shocked me. I
gosh.
know. So when your brother tries to bully you in, say you can have a heart attack from just jumping into cold water. And it was the shock of the cold water, and this was a lake. It wasn't heated pool or anything. And I'm afraid he drowned. He had a heart attack, and um, they're not sure if it was the drowning killed him or the heart attack, but both things together, he died. And he was so sad. It really was. But it
Wow.
was a real, yeah, everybody was like, wow. But as I say, it was plus 40 degrees, which I don't think it's been that hot since we've hit 37, 38, but not over 40. I know, Eleanor, yeah. So, slowly does it. Take your time. Don't let other people bully you, I think, sometimes as well. Don't let people push you in. Shiny, what about you?
Oh, what about me? What? You mean
When and if you go swimming, do you jump in? Do you take your time? Do you use the steps or the ladder? Or do you just sit on the side of the pool and wave at your friends and not do any swimming at all?
yeah, just like you say, I don't go. I I I'll go. I don't. I won't go into the sea or the pool.
No.
I
Okay,
just
I remember you saying, yeah. So you're just on the side, reading a book, drinking a cocktail.
not. You can't read a book under the sun. I tried it. It failed
Oh, oh, I do.
because it's shining. The sun. It hurt your eyes. So
Ah, you see, I have reading sunglasses. They work.
really,
Yeah.
okay,
You
but
just
I
get
don't like
tinted glasses for reading, and it
good.
works. Yeah. I couldn't lie on the beach whilst my friends are doing all the things that they like to do. Either that or I mean I will go in the water in the sea, but I find it quite difficult to swim in the sea. So I tend to go sort of chest deep, do some body surfing, that kind of thing. So I will go in the water, but then I get bored, and sometimes I'll go and literally build a sandcastle because I'm still a child, or I'll start drawing or painting in the sand with making things with stones and things, and eventually I'll get bored of that and I'll go and read a book with my sunglasses on. So get yourself a pair of reading glasses that have got tinted lenses shining.
I I would like to say that I would try. I would like to try, but actually, I really don't like to go to the beach. or even a pool.
No. Oh, but it's
No,
nice. Oh.
because I tried. It's not interesting. Why people go there? They just they just want to, how to say, they just want to have fun with girls.
And what about the view? Because that's the most beautiful thing when you go to the sea or to to the beach.
Yeah. Just to relax. We were talking about burnout today, Shiny. It's one of the things I do to relax. In fact, I really miss not living near the sea. As Monique said, you get that horizon view where you can see forever. It's wonderful.
I prefer go to the hot spring. I
Ah,
think
what
it's
about a swimming pool that combines the two? So you go swimming for a bit, then you go into the leisure pool where there are lots of squirty things that massage you with lots of really powerful water, and then you go to a floaty pool where you just float, and then you go into the steam bath, and then you go out and you go into a deep salty, very salty one, and then you go into one where it's very dark and there are lights shining in the ceiling and you just lie on a pool noodle and you float. Would you like that?
I don't like to go to a, a hot spring, a facility that has a hot spring. You know what I mean? I like to go to the natural hot spring.
Okay, okay. And
It's
how do
the
you get it? Okay, so you've got the opposite. It's not cold water, it's hot water. Do you just jump in or do you get in a bit at a time?
just like you said. It takes me time
Yeah,
to
you have
get you,
to.
because hot spring is it's really hot.
Yeah.
You can't imagine
Oh, I can. I've
imagine
I've
how.
been I've been to hot springs in different places in the world, and I was amazed at. I'm worried about the natural hot springs, though. I always think, well, who's controlling the temperature? I don't want to end up being like a boiled lobster. But yeah, you have to acclimatize yourself one little bit at a time. Yeah. I've seen some hot springs on television. I'm sure they were in Japan with lots of monkeys in them. Loads of these troops of monkeys go there, right up high in the mountains where it's very cold, and that's how they survive in the cold, by lying around. And the biggest monkeys get the best places in the hot springs. I could be one of those monkeys. Okay, so let's carry on. Hang on, whilst I adjust all my volume. I'm the one who's standing there for 20 minutes going, ah, it's freezing! And that's my hubby. Just get in! Look at me, I was like you, but get in! He's not brave. He's just not as sensitive as me. I'm a sensitive little soul. I have sensitive girly skin. He's just a big brute of a bloke with no
Thick skin.
thick-skinned.
You can
Yes, I
say.
don't
Yeah,
think they feel the
growth.
same. I don't think they feel it the same. He can't. Otherwise, he'd be like me, going, "Ah, it's freezing." And he says you give yourself maximum pain, and it is a little bit like taking off the plaster. Maybe the people who give waxing actually have a point. Get it over with, rip it off, and then you can forget about the pain. But when you're taking it off a little millimetre at a time, pulling out each individual follicle, you give yourself maximum discomfort.
No way.
No?
There's no way that you can do that. I mean, that would like a torture or something like that if you do that.
Oh, which way? Taking it off bit by bit on a waxing.
Bit by bit. No way.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't work like that.
But
But
you
when it comes
just
to wax.
yeah, but you said that when you've got a plaster on, that's how you do it. So why don't you just rip the plaster off?
I think it's because you have an injury or something like that. I think it's a little bit different. But when it comes to waxing, no, you know that you cannot
I
do
think I've
that.
touched a nerve with Monique. I can feel the pain in your voice, Monique. I can feel the pain in your voice. Okay, let's get to the end of the video now. Let me just okay, so it's all right once you're in. And sooner or later, you have to launch yourself. Can you imagine? Makes him sound like a boat being launched into the water. But you have to launch yourself. Now notice that use of you have to do it yourself. Okay, because nobody can get you to jump in. You have to make the decision. So, any questions about the text? Now that you've got word for word, was there anything you're not sure of in meaning or in the context? No? Everybody happy?
I'm entirely happy.
Good,
The
good,
peak of
good.
happiness.
Monique, are you happy? I know you weren't able to see the text. Monique, I'll try and
I'm
I'll tell you
happy.
what I'll do. I'll pop it into the Have Fun, because I haven't done anything on the Have Fun with English blog for ages. I'll pop the video in. No, I'll do, no, should I do the Fun with it? No, I'll do it on the Fun with English blog, and I'll send you the link with the text, with the
Okay.
transcript.
But I have to say that he speaks clearly.
He
at least to
does,
me,
I
this
think.
time,
But if
so
you look
I
at
understood everything.
good, excellent. Did you hear that, Eleanor? Shiny, how about you?
Sorry, about what?
The text, was there anything you weren't sure of? Anything you couldn't get the context of, or you don't feel you understood fully?
It's very clear when I see the text.
When you see the text, yes.
I couldn't understand every word he said. and it's I until I realized what he said, and every I can get what he made such movement.
Yes, I mean Monique liked. He's actually miming. Do you know the word to mime? Have you
You
ever?
mean imitate?
He, imitating is slightly different. He does a little bit of imitation with the voices. He tries to sound like somebody from Essex, yeah? So like, Dad's going in. I'm going in. That's imitating. But miming is something different. It's basically just using the action. Describe it. He's not in the pool. He's not in the water. But Monique, you liked his miming as well, didn't you?
Yes, his movements are nice. The way he moves his shoulders, and that was nice.
That's right. So he's showing. I mean, one of the great mimes in the world was Marcel Marceau. I don't know if you've ever heard or seen him, um, heard of or seen him. Marcel. Oh, let me see. Can I spell his name correctly? We're
We all like
dangerous.
miming Mr. Fulfo of Fulfo.
Yeah, but we mimicked him. We didn't mime, we mimicked. So there's a difference between mimicry and miming. So
How do you spell that?
to mimic,
M. No,
yeah,
miming.
mime, M-I-M-I-N-G. To mime,
M-I.
M-I-M-E.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so if you look at it in the context of what he's doing here, from the dictionary, it would fit this context: the theatrical technique of suggesting action, character, or emotion without words, using only gesture, expression, and movement. Well, if you turned the volume down and watched the clip, you could see, just from his movements, that he was swimming. And he did several different strokes. He did the front crawl, ciao, ciao, the breaststroke. It's all right when you're in.
Yeah.
And that was all miming. He was in the water, but he wasn't. He was on the stage. And that's miming.
And it's very useful when it comes to comedy. I mean, they have to have that, body language, so it's important.
It is, yes. I mean, communication, as we know, is more than just speaking. It is. It's one of the things you kind of miss because we don't use video. You miss some of my expression, facial expressions. You miss. I do move my arms a lot when I'm, even now, years after running sessions, I'm sometimes waving my arms about, and then I think, why am I doing this? Nobody can see me. It's like acting, but acting without words. Let me find something for you. Hang on a second.
Marcel Marceau.
Okay, let's see if I can share this video in the same window. Ooh, this is always scary. Where's the share gone? Okay, he's no longer with us, Marcel Marceau. And I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of mime. I'm not. It leaves me a bit cold. In this video, it's funny. It's done for comedy, and I find it hilarious. But this kind of what I'm just about to show you, yeah, not so keen. But let's see if I can get the video shared. So, forgotten how to do it. Chat my videos.
There is an old French film, Les Enfants du Paradis. This is the history of a mime, and there are quite a lot of wonderful theatrical scenes.
Yes, absolutely.
I will
Shiny's
send you.
Shiny's made a good point. He said a lot of words, yes. But I said if you turned down the sound and just watched him, he uses the whole stage and he mimes the actions. He doesn't just leave it to voice. And that's part of the comedy, I think, the visual side of it as well, where you can imagine these people jumping into the pool, sitting by the side of the pool, smoking. He brings it alive just through his miming. Okay, so I'm going to try sharing this next video with you. Bear with me. If you go to Stay in My Circle TV, it should play there. Fingers as ever. Okay, so we won't go through the whole video. You can watch it later. I'll put the link up here. And that, Shiny, is mime. Yeah, all the silent movies, there was a lot more expressive movement in silent movies because there were no words. They had to express what was happening, fear, etc. It was all facial expressions and exaggerated body motion. That's a little bit like mime. Okay. But Marcel Marceau, I think he is the king of mime. Had you ever heard of him, Eleanor? Marcel Marceau? In your French lessons? No? Oh, can anybody hear Eleanor?
No,
No.
I haven't.
Okay.
Sorry, I have learned Les Enfants du Paradis, and so that I muted my mic.
Okay.
I think this is a hell film, and there are a lot of mimes, but it's in French. Sorry,
Okay.
but I'm
No, I just
so
wondered
ignorant.
if had you heard of Marcel Marceau in your French lessons?
No, not about this one.
Ah, okay, okay, because he is very, very, yeah, very famous in France, especially. Now, I was trying to find something we could share about men getting waxed, but some of it's really not something I want to.
That's nice. They suffer
Oh,
a
hang on.
lot.
No, there is one.
Like a
I'm
lot.
sure we've watched one before. I think there is one. Hang on.
Haben Sie noch?
Let me try this one. This might be safe to share because there are certain parts of the body that get waxed I do not want to share a video of, okay? So
Not the bikini wax.
no. It's worse than that, but I'm not going to say it in a live session. I'd have to ban myself. But you can find it on YouTube. It's just not very pleasant, okay? Take my word for it. Okay, let's see if this one's okay. This is BuzzFeed, they're alright. Okay, I'll put the link here for you, Monique. And here we go. Yeah. Just got to mute. I have to say, I could watch that all day. Oh, some men are very hirsute. Okay, hirsute, which means hairy. But it is something that's very trendy now for men to get waxed. My hubby wouldn't go anywhere near a beauty parlour and get waxed, but a lot of young men nowadays, they do, just like we've been suffering
Very,
for years.
very true. I can
Yeah,
believe it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you just go down to the beach and look at the younger guys, and you're like, okay, are you prepubescent or something? But they've been to the beauty salon and they've had a full masculine wax. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it for women. I don't really understand it for men. I've just realised I made a mistake.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
so
super
sorry.
useless.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry to
quite
Monique. I forgot you can't see the video link I posted because I
I can imagine,
stupidly.
no problem.
Yeah, I know, but I posted it in the wrong place.
It's not a problem. I can imagine.
I know you've got to watch it. It's hilarious. You'll love it. I posted it onto Facebook. Okay.
Okay.
Oh dear. It's the screaming that's fun. Okay, so you wouldn't say those hair. How does they grow that hair? Or how come they're so hairy? It's different in the West, remember. I think men are generally hairier in the West than in the East. Okay, Shiny? Although I'm sure there are hairy men in the East as well. But generally that's normal. Young men start to grow body hair once they're teenagers, and yeah, for some men it gets really extreme. Hairy backs I don't like, I have to admit. A hairy back is a bit disconcerting, but even then I wouldn't expect a man to shave it or to have it waxed. It's just the way they are. Hair is
Too late
uncountable. Yeah.
for that.
You've watched it, yeah?
For that, incredible. Sometimes, oh my gosh, I think that I have more hair than them.
I
Yeah,
don't know
because
what
they
it is about hair. The guys, we're so funny about it.
remove everything.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see how we're doing for time. Oh, look at that! Yay! Perfect timing. So next session. Notice I said the word next session because there isn't a session with me next week. Of course, you guys can organise a hangout between you. No problem. You don't need me to be there, but I'll be back in a week's time, okay, for this session, and we'll start a completely new topic, okay. So if you have any topic ideas, do share them on the forum with me, in the group, or just send me a private message if you want to, it's fine, and I'll see if we can find something to cobble together to discuss that particular topic, okay. Good. And I might just, I don't know, base it, the next session on where I'm going next week. I'm going to keep it quiet. I'm not going to tell you where I'm going, just in case it doesn't happen. But I'm very excited. It's somewhere I've never been before. It's a mystery.
Not fair.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to
Not
say
fair.
I'm going there if it doesn't happen. We've already had one cancellation, so I'm like, okay, I'm saying nothing. I don't want to jinx it. Okay.
Okay. Have fun.
Thank you. You too. And I'll see you all in a week's time. Of course, I'll be around for the rest of the week, and there will be a drop-in session, a pop-up session in I want to say Dropbox. It's not Dropbox, in Discord today. So just
I
pop
didn't
along.
get that, by the way. Sorry,
What's
but pop-up session. What was that?
What? Okay. Let me
What's
just show
that?
you. Let me just show you. Hang on. It's better if I show you than if I try to explain it. You know Discord, yes, Monique? Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So that saves a little bit of pain. Okay, so now the pop-up sessions, this week are appearing on Discord. Okay. So I'm going to screen share
I
what I did
okay.
yesterday. Okay, then you'll get a better idea. Bear with me a second whilst I get the right screen. Otherwise, I'll make it go all a bit. Okay, so can you see it? My
Yep.
screen? Okay, so yesterday I sent out a message, and it won't go in the calendar. What will happen in the calendar? It will appear at the top, a little bit
Mhm.
like the vocabulary challenge stuff,
Yep.
because it will happen sometime during the day. I can't commit to a time, but I am aware that with Marion being away, we're sort of a session down. So I thought, well, I can't commit to 5 o'clock. I've still got my German lessons, etc. So I'm going to have to be flexible with my own time and be kind to myself. So I thought, okay, pop up. Because we have pop-up restaurants and pop-up pubs and pop-up everything nowadays in the UK. And it just means informal and not official. So this
Yeah, the
isn't...
thing is, I don't receive notifications because I have Discord on my phone, but I
Ah,
need to basically open it. I mean, every time, because if it's a pop-up session or a pop-up something, so I need just to be there. You know what I mean?
okay. I mean, that is one of the things. You can set Discord just to send you a notification, Not
Can
for a
I or
note,
not?
not yet, not a note. Just go into your settings. Okay, I can't screen share that because I've got stuff on my settings. But if you go into your user settings, and if you notice, I've got
Uh-huh.
streamer mode enabled because that means it keeps stuff private when I'm streaming. But you go to notifications, and you can ask for
Okay.
notifications for specific things. So if you're interested in coming, and it's probably going to be this afternoon sometime or after 6 o'clock, depends on how my time goes. Then what I did yesterday was I just sent out. Now, where did I do it? I think it was in. I just sent out a message to at everyone. Okay, so here it was. So I sent out a message to at everyone. Pop-up session starting. Believe me, it was there. And then Nina was waiting. And what I'll do is I'll give it 15 minutes, and if nobody comes, I'll go off and play Vikings or something. So I just waited, and then Nina came, and so we ran the session in LEN members. So I'll put the notification in the common room, but you've got to be a forum member to take part, okay? And then what I did was there'll be a topic, okay? And the topic was healthy and unhealthy, living healthily, eating unhealthily, um, and
On voice or
in
text?
voice and text. So
Oh, okay, perfect.
the text is in LEN members only, so that means you've got to be on the LENet. You've got to have a blue name base. You appear here when you're logged in if you're an LENet member. You don't want to be in this bit because that means you're not a member yet. But you can see who's online there. And then a Shadok, that's Marco, myself, Aladdin, Zom. But then we just do some sharing of pictures, but we were talking in the pop-up English voice chat there, okay?
Okay,
So
great.
Discord's changed a little bit this week, actually. We've now got categories. So the categories here, 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 here are for net members only. And these categories, these parts are pretty much open. So the common room is open to anybody with the link, and the small talk room is open to anybody with the link. Okay? So you just go to this part, LEN members, for any sessions. It'll be either here or here. Okay? And karaoke and pop-up English are in LEN members only. And the sessions, the emergency sessions for Skype, Kitely, and just general, this isn't working, let's go to Discord, will be in the sessions block. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, you do have to be a sort of aware. I can't commit to a time, honestly, but I try to give you like 15-20 minutes warning, starting at everyone, starting in 20 minutes, pop-up English, and it's up to you. If you come, you come. If you can't, you don't. If nobody comes, I'm gone in 15 minutes. Okay. Oh yeah, no, it's very active, Shiny. Last week there was pop-up English sessions there. Now, when I say pop-up English, I'm calling it that because at some point, um, for other people, I'll run it in Google, and then at another point, for some people, I'll run it in Facebook, and then at some point, for other people, I'll run it in. I won't run it in Skype. I might even run some in Kitely, but what I won't do is run any in Skype because Skype is giving me a headache. Skype has been very unkind to me with its latest updates. It's unusable for my liking, so that's why I'm becoming a bit of a Discord hanger-outer. Okay. How to catch me in Discord? No. Monday live chats every Monday morning. TGIF every Friday evening. Dead easy. And because Discord is so lightweight on my server, on my computer, the server hardly makes an imprint on my computer. It's actually a good way to get in touch with me quickly because I get notifications from it. I've never allowed that with Skype because it was just it just used up all my bandwidth. But yeah, if you want to suddenly go, Lynn, where are you? Try Discord as a first port of call. Okay? So maybe I'll see you, Shiny. It's really simple. So for Shiny, Monday live chat is held here. TGIF, which will be the next one, is held here on Friday. Okay? So as long as you're blue, as long as you've got an EllieNet, as long as you've been added to the EllieNet group, then you can access any of these rooms whilst they're open. So Monday live chat is only open on Monday, TGIF is only open on Friday, but this part of it, the common room, the radio show, English radio, and the let me see, where is it? Small talk there. They're open all the time. Okay, so you can voice chat and text chat at any time with members. Okay, it's working quite well, I have to say. I'm quite pleased. Nina has voice problems occasionally, but they soon sort themselves out. And I've only had one person who couldn't get anything to work, but then they've not been able to get Skype to work either. It's still a connection issue for some people, but I can't really help with that. Okay, so yay, it is awesome, it's lovely. And we like Discord. They're nice, they reply to my emails. Thank you, Discord. Okay, so anyway, I better go because I've got stuff to do, but thanks for coming. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you either in the next session next week or in another session this week. Look forward to it. Bye. Thanks for coming. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye, ladies.
About the behavior of the British on holiday, and it was about love and hatred. They really strange when they are on holiday. For example, they use loads of protective cream, and they are moaning all the time, tiny whiny, unsupportable, and in comparison to them, strangers are graceful and well behaved. The children included, they swim like dolphins. And why the British sunbathe like shots, lying and immovable.
Like they've been shot. Yeah, I wouldn't say that he indicates in any way that the other children from other countries are well behaved. He says they're just cooler because if you remember, they were actually smoking and drinking. That's not well behaved children smoking and drinking. But they just look cool.
they are not whiny. That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah, that's it. Although I have to say, I've been in France. Whiny, whiny children. Mama,
Oh, it's
Papa.
just a satire. It's just satire. It's not reasonable to take it seriously. Of course, there are everywhere children who are moaning all the time.
Sorry, I'm just shouting at Monique. Monique, where are you? Okay. Well, in case Monique can hear us, maybe she's just logged in and she's having her lunch now. Bon appetit, Monique. But we're going to start watching the video, and I've got the link. Now remember, we're going to use my circle for watching the video, so there'll be a little bit of delay as I mute unmute, okay? And I've got to try to remember this week not to mess up my mute unmute so that my voice doesn't come through on the recording. It's getting very complicated. I need a sound studio and a video studio and a film studio to run some of these sessions nowadays. So if you join me on my circle, and for a treat, I've got the text of where we got up to. Okay, I have got, and I've proofread it as well. So we'll get up to where the Brits are not really happy about going in. Are you going in? And I'll also post the link to the video. Good afternoon and welcome to Talk to the Hand. It's Wednesday on Google Hangouts, and because of the nature of the sessions now, with video sharing and setting up video shares or voice sharing and listening practice, I am going to bring in a be there or be square kind of policy. You snooze, you lose. So try to be here before the session actually begins. Monique, hello, you just scraped in. You just managed to get in. So hi Monique, how are you? Oh, can you hear me? Can we hear you? That's not good, is it? Don't forget to unmute. Monique. Can anybody hear Monique?
No, I can't.
Okay, Monique, are you there? I'm not sure if she's actually there. But anyway, we'll begin anyway because I want to finish this video today. So, who would like to give me a little rundown of what we were watching last week, what we did last week?
We have watched a very funny video.
Send it to you in Google Plus.
Okay.
Okay, so bear with me a second. Let me find you. I think we're connected, aren't we?
Yep.
This is where I find out we're not, but Monique, yeah, I've got you. Okay, so I am sending you the actual link to the video. Okay.
Okay.
Messaging you somehow. How do I message you? Again, it depends on how you've got the whole thing set up. Monique, people in common, contact. Oh, I've got your phone number. You might want to stop that. I'm not going to phone you, but I'm not screen sharing this, luckily. Okay, I'm going to post.
Really?
Yeah. Your phone number is on your profile to whatever contacts you've got me in.
God.
Which is nice, so it's fine.
Google
Thank
Class?
you. Thank you. That's so sweet of you. I'll phone you tomorrow. No, I won't. I promise I won't.
No problem, but on Google Plus?
Yeah. You've probably got it open for some followers, but I would check your privacy settings, okay?
Okay.
Now I can phone you with the number, but I can't actually post it. So I'll post it in. This is a bit useless. Have you got Facebook on your phone?
Yep.
Okay, let's use Facebook then, because I know we're connected in Facebook, aren't we? Okay, as well. Okay. So hopefully, I'm not doing the little bit of the flippy floppy flipper flopper bit. I've no idea what they were saying.
Flippa floppa
Flipper
Maria.
flopper Maya. Hello,
And there
Eileen.
was
Monique.
a wonderful
Yay!
expression. Hello.
The thing is, I'm using my cell phone. Is there any other way just to see that video?
Um,
No.
I've put the link to the YouTube video itself in. Okay, but no, I can't
Yeah, but
screen
I cannot
share it
see
because of
the local.
copyright. I can't screen share it or even share the voice because of copyright. Unless you have a tablet or something, you could have the video on. But we're only going to go through that part so you can follow along from the text. We're only going to go through that part and the end part, and then we're just going to discuss. Okay.
Yeah, but I cannot see the local chat. That's the
Okay.
thing.
Then
Can
I
I do that in a in
suggest
a in a in a tablet or
in a what?
something like that? Can I don't know. I'm not sure because I've never used my tablet or my iPad, but can I do that on that or no?
Well, you should
Or
be
is the same
able
as in
to.
my
Well, you should be able to. But what I can do is I can send you the link to Monique.
Mhm.
Okay, would you like me to do that? We can but try. So I'll send